be very different than you've done before, but I want you to give it, that good old college try. Just try the strategies to see how they work for you, okay? What you're trying to learn from this course is what strategies can you use for any of your speeches from now on in any venue, business, whatever. You need to know a strategy, a practice strategy that will work for you. Okay, so the ones that are recommended in your packet in section 2, it's like the first page of section 2, those are recommended, have come from a lot of different books and from information from other bigwig public speakers. So I want you to give this a try. So one big thing is to not write anything down. Don't write an outline, don't write your speech point, don't write anything. But you're going to have to think for a second. First speech is a prop speech. You got to think for a minute of, okay, what do I want to talk about that I know really well? And since I know it really well, it'll make me feel relaxed. Okay? And you need a speech point. A speech point is one general sentence, and it's a complete sentence, and the shorter the better. Rats are scary is a really good speech point because it's only 3 words, it's very short, it's easy for your audience to remember, it's easy for you to remember. Okay? And it's a complete sentence, it's got a subject and a verb. So when I asked you to send me your speech point, it has to be a complete sentence that has 7 words or less. If it doesn't meet that criteria, you're going to get a low grade. You'll be able to fix it, and you need to fix it until you get it correct, but that grade would be average. Okay? And then when you're at home practicing and you've decided on your speech point, you have no idea what you're going to talk about, but you've chosen a topic and a point that you know really well. So just stand up. Definitely, you always want to stand up to practice. You want to practice exactly how you're going to be when you're in the classroom or wherever you're going to be. You want to have that be as realistic as a practice as possible and be thinking you've got people looking at you. So you're going to have to look around the room. You also want to practice if somebody does film you after you've been doing the speech for about 20 times, you can have them film you if you want, but don't look at the camera, okay? You're speaking to an audience, all right? So here is my 3rd practice that I did on Friday. Now I'm going to do a 3rd time practicing. I still have not written anything down, nothing is memorized, but I had decided in class on Friday I was going to talk about rabbits. So I've even shortened my speech point. I'm going to decide to hold my rabbit for a little bit, and I might put them down because I might want to use my hands. So while I'm practicing at home, I practice with my prop so I can figure out what I want to do with it. Okay? So remember, I do not want you saying, today I'm going to talk about, don't say that. Just start your speech. Okay? And as I said on Friday, you can start with a question or you can start with a speech point, and then you can ask a question after that. But it's really good to ask a question because it gets your audience involved. So, how many of you have owned a rabbit now or have ever owned a rabbit? Raise your hand. We got, 3 people, that's great. Well, rabbits can make great pets. All right, I'm not talking about just a little stuffed rabbit. I'm actually talking about a real bunny. It's interesting, up until like February of last year, I had never even intended or thought about having a rabbit. And one day I went to this, it's called a small pet farm, but I went there to get some hay because I have guinea pigs. So what happened was I got my hay, it's a really big bag of hay, and I was walking around the little store and I saw these rabbits. And I was like, oh, they're adorable. And she's like, yes, because they're 8 weeks old. And so she picked one up and handed it to me. I've never even held a rabbit. And of course, it was adorable, it was soft, it was just so cute. Next thing I know, I am driving home with my big bag of hay and a little bunny. So there I bring the bunny home and I bring them up to the guinea pigs. They all seem fine and happy together. My husband came in and said, oh, what's going on? You have now got a bunny? I said, I don't know how it happened. It just, I have a bunny. And he's like, well, do you know what to do? I said, I have no idea. what to do with this bunny or how to treat it or feed it or anything. And so I just started looking up and researching really quickly, because bunnies are actually sort of difficult to have if you don't know what you're doing. But if you do know what you're doing, they can be great, wonderful pets. And so now my little bunny, her name's Rockette. It's a little female bunny, but a real bunny, not a little fake bunny like my prop. But she is like a love of my life. I am so happy I have my little bunny, and that's why I would say rabbits can make great pets.